Okay, so we're continuing with our Newsela article. We left off right about here. Just so you know, in the section previous to this, it was talking about why did so many Native Americans die when Europeans arrived? The first main reason is disease, but there are also two other kind of secondary reasons. One of them is harsh treatment, being forced to move and being enslaved, and then we left off with them talking about this next one. The second is ecological damage. The Europeans introduced new plants and animals to the Americas, including weeds, diseases, and rats, which wrecked local species of plants and animals. Many animals were also killed in the widespread fur trade. Actually, it was the combination of disease, harsh treatment, and the destruction of their food sources that led to an almost 55% decline in the native people living in Mexico. Historians often work from partial evidence. They must make educated guesses based on evidence they have. We don't know how many Native Americans died over that 200-year period. Still, two things are clear. First, many people died. This undoubtedly hurt the agrarian civilizations that had been successful in the Americas. Second, the diseases that the Europeans brought with them must have helped them to conquer these civilizations. Conclusion. So what were the consequences of the Columbian Exchange? Let's look at the charts above. It's clear that the world's separate regions were truly connected for the first time. This happened as goods were exchanged across the oceans. The historians J.R. and William McNeill believe that these are some of the main consequences of the exchange. It made the world slightly richer. There were more goods being traded and more money was changing hands. More crops were spread over larger areas of the globe. More and more people were exposed to the same diseases and developed new resistance to them. It made the world more unequal. Some populations were better able to take advantage of the new connections than others. Still, change happened relatively slowly. It took a month to cross the Atlantic Ocean by ship. It took over a year for people, goods, and information to spread over the earth. The networks were global, but stuff was still moving slowly. Okay, so this is the end of the article. Finally, hooray. Go back, make sure you've done your annotations, just annotating for what were the global impacts of trade. Again, you only need like 3 to 5 annotations for the entire article. And then you'll go up to the activities over here and you will take the quiz. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and you may email me. Good luck. Hey, so I was going to finish the video, but I just realized I could read the quiz questions to you, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the first question says, look at the chart, plants and animals that moved across the Atlantic 1500 to 1600. Which of the following conclusions are best supported by the chart? So let's go find that chart. Which chart is that? Is it this one? Plants and animals that move? No. Is it plants? Here it is. So you're going to look at this chart for this question. So you might want to enlarge it. And so look at it, and then which of the following conclusions are best supported by the chart? A, the Columbian Exchange had a negative impact on Afro-Eurasia because of the introduction of crops like tobacco. B, the Columbian Exchange had a negative impact on the Americas because of the introduction of diseases like smallpox. C, the Columbian Exchange benefited the Americas more than Afro-Eurasia because of the introduction of more types of crops and livestock. Or D, the Columbian Exchange benefited the Americas and Afro-Eurasia equally because many new types of crops and livestock were introduced in both places. So whatever answer you choose, make sure you're basing it off of just this chart right here, okay? All right, once you've answered that question, you can pause this video while you answer it, and then restart the video once you're ready for me to read you the next question. Okay, question 2. Which paragraph from the section analyzing the numbers suggests that much of the damage done by the Europeans to the native populations of the Americas was on purpose? So we are going to go ahead and scroll to that section, analyzing the numbers. Here it is, analyzing the numbers. And then which paragraph from that section suggests that much of the damage done by the Europeans to the native populations of the Americas was on purpose. So you'll select that paragraph. I'm in the teacher version, so it won't actually let me suggest a paragraph. But for you, I think you either highlight it over here or it's going to give you the paragraphs down below right here. All right, when you're ready to move on to the next question, go ahead and continue the video. Question 3. Which detail best supports a central idea of the article? A. Some of the exchange that happened was on purpose. Europeans planned to introduce new plants and animals into the Americas. B. Tobacco, a crop that was native to South America, joined sugar, coffee, and various spices to become very important commodities that Europeans traded around the world. C. Some historians argue that these animals were far more important to the indigenous people of the Americas than the new crops were. Or D. I learned that the spread of these new diseases was catastrophic for the native peoples, causing many, many deaths. Go ahead and pause the video to choose the correct answer before you move on. Okay, last question, question 4. What is the best summary of the section Plant and Animal Exchange Surprises? So you're going to want to go back to that section, which is more towards the beginning, Plant and Animal Exchange Surprises. So what's the best summary of this section? A. The movement of new plants during the Columbian exchange was largely done with profit in mind. B. The Columbian exchange was largely responsible for shaping the European diet as we know it today. C. The Columbian exchange had many long-term effects, both good and bad, accidental and intentional. Or D. The greatest impact of the Columbian exchange came from the introduction of livestock to the Americas. Choose the best answer and then submit your quiz. And then you are done with the assignment. Good job.